Trace?
Yeah, and the question is, would you work for a buck a year? Well, the chief executive officer of Ford says that he will. In their last chance appeal, the big three are sending their plans into Congress today. Then they will appear tomorrow to give their plans in person. I want to bring in on REM 232 there, Congressman Fred Upton of Michigan joining us live. He is the co-chairman of the Congressional Auto Caucus and supports the auto industry bailout. Congressman, thank you for joining us. Is there a plan B if the big three don't get this bailout?
Well, not really. In fact, GM, they'll probably say at the end of the week, if they don't get some type of bridge loan commitment, certainly this month now that we're in December, we're not sure that they can actually make it very much into next year at all. So there's really no one's talking about a plan B right now. What we're trying to do is Ford now is, at least they've shared with us a summary of a plan that's going to be going to all the members on the banking committee, House Finance Committee over here in the House. We'll see what the reaction is among both Republicans and Democrats. Hearings are going to be later on this week, and hopefully they're going to be showing that in fact there is going to be some belt tightening and a number of different changes that will justify a bridge loan to get them into the next level of vehicles that Americans want, electric hybrids, other things, to decrease our dependence on foreign oil. And if we can show that they can pass the plan, hopefully, or that the committee reaction is positive, hopefully we can get a bill on the House floor, House and Senate floor as early as next week.
Congressman, you talk about justifying this bridge loan. Is it tough to justify to your constituents when you have the hourly compensation and wage of the big three at around $73, and you have the hourly compensation and wage for the average American at $28? I mean, it's a big disparity to ask those making $28 in wages and benefits to pay for those who are making $73 in wages and benefits.
Couple of things. First of all, the last big contract that the UAW did does away with a lot of the legacy cost difference between the big three and some of the transplants. Honda and Toyota almost gets rid of it by the end of next year. Second, we're going to see, I'm sure, some more concessions. UAW, I think, is going to be testifying later on this week as well. Talk about some other price savings things that they can do. But, let's look at the facts here. We're looking for maybe $25 billion as a bridge loan that gets paid back, manufacturing staying where it is.
What if it doesn't get paid back, Congressman? What if it does not get paid back?
Well,
what if these big three go into bankruptcy regardless of the $25 billion bridge loan?
Where's the plan from AIG and from Citibank, who got hundreds of billions of dollars? Where is their plan
I think your point is well taken. I mean, we're not saying that, but where is the plan? What if the money is not paid back?
Well, if they don't survive, the estimate is that we'll lose 2 to 3 million American jobs. And at the same time, other countries, whether they be China or Germany, in fact, are giving money to their domestic auto industry so that they can survive.
What happens, though, if the money's not paid back and these companies, is there talk of merge? Is there talk, I mean, the UAW coming out today saying, hey, we're willing to talk. Willing to talk is not the strongest terms that America wants to hear. They want to hear, we're willing to talk and make huge concessions. We want to keep our jobs.
I think you'll see some of that vetted out in the hearings later this week in both the House and the Senate. We've only seen the Ford plan so far, the Ford summary as it's come out. GM and Chrysler probably later this afternoon, certainly by tomorrow. But I think you're going to see belt tightening by all the different players.
Congressman, are you angry at the way this has been handled by the big three, by the CEOs of the big three, the jet flying in, the team?
No, they never should have come here in a jet, not in a private jet. That's for sure. And
what about the way the companies have been run for the past several years?
Well, they've actually made some changes. We have a relatively new Ford CEO, Alan Mulally, who came from Boeing. We've got a relatively new CEO from Chrysler as well. And for GM, they've made the commitment to retool. That Chevy Volta is going to be at the head of the class.
What if America don't buy these cars?
2010.
That's the question we haven't asked, Congressman, is what if America doesn't want these cars? What if these are the cars that are being pushed upon us? What if nobody wants to buy these cars?
Well, we're hoping that America, when gas prices go back up, and they will when the worldwide economy picks back up again, we hope that consumers are going to want to transfer, in fact, to these electric hybrids that will be in the showroom by the year 2010. So we can decrease our dependence on foreign oil and actually drive for 2 cents a mile instead of 25 or 30.
Michigan Congressman Fred Upton. Congressman, good of you. Thank you.
Thanks.